Thank you, Peter Burns. Great job all season as we welcome you to a fantastic afternoon of college football as the Georgia Bulldogs make their way inside Sanford Stadium here in Athens, Georgia. As we welcome you to SEC Network football presented by Allstate. The Georgia Bulldogs, with a couple of games left on the regular season slate, their second straight home game. They have already finished up SEC play, trying to stretch their home winning streak to an FBS current streak of 30 consecutive wins. Nobody's won more currently in the NCAA. Taking on UMass at 29 consecutive home victories. Matter of fact, the SEC record for consecutive wins is 31. They are chasing that down, so they might be able to at least tie that record by the end of this regular season. As Georgia will kick it off to UMass. Dogs won the toss. They deferred, so the Minutemen will have the opening possession of the game. Quarterback has certainly been an issue, especially since the injury to Tyson Pumachan, who folks in these parts might remember. Started at Clemson, went to Georgia Tech, and then transferred to UMass. He's out with an injury, so now they're going with the redshirt freshman Ahmad Haston and a true freshman A.J. Hairston. It's a run-pass situation. Each guy has a different skill set, but we'll start with Haston. Minutemen 40% on third down conversions this year. Jalen John stays in at running back. They will keep it with the quarterback. Haston turns the corner. He's in Georgia territory all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Boy, the play fake was fantastic, and the true freshman K.J. Bolden had to chase him down 38 yards.
And, you know, for this, Haston was staring at the backside defensive end to see if he closed, and then he pulled it out of Jalen John's belly and bucketed out of the back door. And, boy, the kid is fast. I see why he was a running style quarterback, because he took off there.
Fake the toss sweet, inside handoff. That'll be close to the line to gain. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be right on the line. They're going to give him the first down. Smile Munden there with the tackle on Jalen John, but the good news here for UMass, it continues to keep the clock moving.
And this was a great fake by Hairston. They expected him to pass in third down. Fakes the toss pitch to the outside, then hands it off on the belly underneath to John for the first down. And these Minutemen are cooking right now. Two third down conversions on this drive.
Just outside of the red zone. Hester, your running back. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he's down to the 16-yard line. That's a gain of 5.5. Hairston's completed 55% of his 36 pass attempts. Second down and 5. Another inside handoff. Big run. Inside the 5. Down to the 4-yard line goes C.J. Hester. That's a gain of 12 and another Minuteman first down. Malachi Starks able to make the tackle. Has allowed UMass to knock on the door from the 1-yard line. Another handoff. Do they get in? There it is. Touchdown, UMass. What an opening drive for the Minutemen. 10 plays and 75 yards.
And did it in methodical fashion, just worked their way down the field. You think about the first play, a no gain, but after that, they just churned out yards. And this run game for UMass, very potent. It carried over from last week against Liberty, and it carries into Sanford Stadium here this afternoon.
And here comes Carson Beck and company offensively. Carson Beck, the fifth-year senior out of Jacksonville, Florida. This year completing 65% of his passes, 19 touchdowns. It's the 12 interceptions that kind of make you scratch your head a little bit. But again, last week was just maybe his best 3 quarters of football he's played all season long. Just managed the game so well, made throws when he needed to make throws, showed you a complete arsenal. If he plays like that, Georgia's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they will. It's just making sure you make that connection with your receivers and no tip passes. I think that really hurt him a lot last couple of weeks in those multiple interception games.
We'll start with a handoff to Nate Frazier. The true freshman. Georgia, of course, those that follow the Bulldogs know they've had some injuries at the running back position, so going with a young core again today. Gain of 5 for the youngster, brought down by Jalen Stewart.
And I think for Frazier, this is important. Just get a little more momentum. Got 19 carries last week, trying to build that confidence because you're probably going to need him in the playoffs to play a role depending on the health of Robinson and Etienne.
Again, they'll go with Frazier. Left side, he'll have a first down. Brought down by Powell on the back end. Georgia offensively averaging 30 points a game. And doing it without some of their best running backs, Etienne and Robinson. Hoping maybe next week, Beck looking to throw. He'll tuck it and run, and he'll be dropped around the 39-yard line. Yeah, we talked to Kirby Smart about that running back situation in Etienne and Branson Robinson, who's hadn't played in the last 4 games, make it 5 today. But, you know, I asked him, maybe Georgia Tech, and he says, man, Dave, I'd love to tell you, but the deal is we won't know until Monday or Tuesday.
And that's how it goes, especially with soft tissue injuries. You just don't know how the player is going to respond from day to day, and especially to try and project out a week. I mean, it's very sensitive. But like you said, you got guys like Nate Frazier. If they can hold up and get some experience, you got Chauncey Bowens as well, and try and get them some burn and get them some experience.
Lawson Lucky, a tight end group last week. A deciding factor in the win over Tennessee. That group came up with 10 catches, 130 yards. Lawson with one of those 10 catches a week ago.
And Loss is right over here on the screen, and of course doing a great job just running the drag underneath.
Averaging 292 through the air as a team. Pressure comes. Beck avoids the sack. Flags come out all over the field near the 35-yard line.
Some healthy throws there from the officials to get those within each other. Looks like this might go against UMass.
Prior to the pass, holding on the defense, number 7. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the previous spot, and it carries an automatic first down.
That's Lake Ellis, the FCS transfer out of Bryant.
Oh, and you see it right there. There's a hold. I mean, as soon as he got out of his break, you saw a bear hug by Lake Ellis trying to stop the move. I guess got confused there a little bit, but you can't put your hands on the guy, especially after 5 yards.
UMass give up just 160 yards a game through the air. That is top 5 in the country. But Georgia taking it to him on this opening drive, and there's Sokovi White staying on his feet. Young man has been banged up. Kirby Smart telling us that he might sneak in there. Well, it didn't take very long for him to pick up 8 hard-earned yards.
And the freshman, only his 3rd catch on the season, just takes a little quick now screen, playing off coverage. And they said Sokovi, he is fast. He's lightning fast. So trying to get the ball in his hands was something they wanted to do, and they wanted to do this season. Just haven't had the opportunities. And right there, you see why. He's very special with the ball. It took 6 guys to take him out of bounds.
Andrew Buck caught up to him middle of the season and just has slowed his progress. Marion Smith goes in motion. Handoff to Frazier. He's inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. It's a gain of 10.
And just a great job running the stretch zone to the left. One cut right on the edge and just darting upfield. And Nate Frazier, one of the things I saw last week, he just has great patience in the hole, just waiting to the last second to make that cut. And, of course, going against that Tennessee defense, didn't really get to have those breakout yards, but very consistent, getting 4 or 5 yards a carry.
First down, dump it off near side. That pass is caught by Oscar Delp, turns the corner, dives for the pylon. Give him the touchdown. 17 yards for Mr. Delp and company.
And Oscar Delp building off of last week's 2 touchdowns in the game against the Volunteers a week ago, and just takes a nice swing pass out to the right, and it's a foot race outside. Look at the fake. He just dips out, and then right there breaks the tackle, and then it's a foot race to the end zone, dives into, touches the pylon. And now that's 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks for the tight end position that has been kind of depressed this season. So a good job by Oscar Delp. Had his first 2 last week, and then now adding on to it.
Peyton Woodring to attempt the point after. He has now made 106 out of 106 in his young career. Georgia Bulldogs answer back. 8 plays, 75 yards. Well, heartbreaking loss last week for UMass. They were looking for their first win over an FBS team, and they were hosting Liberty, and they had a chance to win it at the end of regulation. Field goal wide right. Then they start the overtime. Opening possession didn't take long. Couple plays, touchdown, but then this happened. Oh, no, you say, if you're a UMass fan. And you were correct, because right after that, Liberty scores in a hurry, and there's just something fitting about Larry David in the background on that made game-winning extra points as Liberty wins it 35-34 over UMass. And then on Monday, their coach is relieved of his duties, and to say that there was some anger in that football building would be an understatement after talking with some of the folks this week. They were a little upset about how everything went down and whatnot, but you wouldn't know it, Max, by the way they came out here against the Bulldogs on opening drive.
No, they came out on fire. 9 runs out of the 10, and just a great job. Ahmad Haston breaks. He sees the defensive end close and just sprints down the field very easily. And then after that, a lot of these run plays up the middle, whether it was the belly play, a dive play, like on this touchdown right here, that just gashed this Georgia interior, something that we don't say that often. So if you're Glenn Schumann, you now have hopefully woken up and realized that we need to defend the run, especially in the middle.
Well, on this second possession, A.J. Hairston will start the drive. The true freshman at Pompano Beach has a really nice arm. Had a chance to see a little bit of him in the game against Mississippi State. By the way, this is the 3rd SEC team for UMass this year. They hosted Missouri, lost that one up in Amherst, 45-3, and then lost to Mississippi State in Starkville as Hairston's chased out of bounds.
And nothing downfield. So Hairston, we talked about he's more the passer than the runner, having to use his legs a little bit in that play. But he can run the ball as well. And that's what Shane Montgomery said. He said, we're not afraid to use him in the run, but he's just such a better passer that he's normally in that pocket passing position for this team.
Well, he found Jacoby Keeney-James, your wide receiver, 3 or 4 times over the middle last week. Keep it on the ground and kicked outside by Hester. He's down to the 50 and tripped up around the 46 by Dan Jackson, but another big gainer for the Minutemen. That one goes 24 yards.
And you got to watch. Jalen Lay is a big tight end, number 0 for the Minutemen. You can see him. He's lined up to the left of the formation, a very big target. Wonder if they look for him in this play.
Hairston will run it. He'll have the first down to the 36-yard line. That's a gain of 5. Corey Thomas brings him down.
And pressure just collapsed. Hairston didn't really have a chance to go through 2 of those. Just nice job running and getting the first down.
Electric after that first touchdown. They've got the confidence they need.
Trying to keep it on the ground here inside the 35. Pick up a couple of yards to the 33. Christian Miller is the injured player down for Georgia. Boy, they have had some injuries on that front. Matter of fact, they haven't had a full complement of defensive linemen this year. They're getting some bodies back each week. We'll step aside, tied at 7. UMass driving. Well, this is what happened a moment ago to defensive lineman Kristen Miller, the redshirt sophomore out of Ellenwood, Georgia. Reaches his right hand out on the running back, and something apparently clearly happened, because this was the scene a moment ago as he headed off into the locker room for the Georgia Bulldogs, and just another injury to that defensive front.
Man, you hate to see that, especially reaching out. Once the appendages get outside the framework of the body, a lot of things can happen, especially there in the trenches.
Quick throw, wide open over the middle. Pass caught, first down, missed tackles again. Jacoby Keeney-James, boy, they hit that route 3 or 4 times last week against Liberty. This time it hits it for 15 yards and another first down.
And the heavy play action has been key for the squad, because everybody's dialing up. The linebackers are coming up, leaving that soft zone in between the secondary and the linebackers. And a great job by A.J. Hairston to ID and put the ball on his man to get the first down.
Another red zone opportunity. TJ Pester, the running back, with the football, and he drives his way inside. We'll spot him at the 11. He didn't quite get inside the 10-yard line. Obviously, C.J. Allen making that tackle. Remember this about UMass. They got off to a 10-0 start on the road at Mississippi State a few weeks ago.
No, they did, and this is something, when you come into a hostile environment, especially in the SEC, being a team coming all the way from Massachusetts, you got to start out quick, and I think the scripted top 15 plays right now by Shane Montgomery and this UMass Minutemen offense has been great. They've really taken advantage of some of the poor tackling and maybe the slow start by the defense with this early game, and of course it's senior day, and you don't have all of your normal dog section with the students.
Just one offensive possession for the Bulldogs in that first quarter. We are tied at 7. UMass on the move. UMass late making a substitution, so Georgia has their opportunity to substitute, and they do so. Play clock already to 5. UMass going to have to hurry here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They get the snap off. Hairston looking to throw. Still looking to throw, and there is no flag. I thought for a second there Galvan might have been dragged down. There is a flag on the far side of the field near that far hash mark. They're going to say that's going to go against UMass.
Pass interference on the offense, number 0. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the previous spot with a replay of 3rd down.
All right, near side slot right here, who they're talking about, the tall, very tall tight end. I was talking about Jalen Lay. Yeah, he's blocking on that crossing route, and it's towards the end, which, we kind of lose an angle on that. But saying, I guess he blocked somebody from coming across the formation in pursuit.
But Georgia got away right there with perhaps a pass interference too. That looked like Galvan was dragged to the turf.
Yeah, it was very close. I thought Hairston almost got hit with a roughing the passer, but
a lot going on that play.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
The end result is 3rd down and 20 for UMass. 3-man rush by Georgia. Hairston hit, and he will be dropped back at the 36-yard line. Warren Brinson, a loss of 8.
And Warren Brinson just overwhelms the center, Benjamin Roy Jr., and just takes him on a bull rush with a nice swim move up the middle. And there's no way you can put a kickstand on that big body going forward. And Hairston had nowhere to escape, swallowed up by number 97 for the Bulldogs.
SEC Network Football, presented by Allstate, is brought to you by Regions Bank, official bank of the SEC.
And guys, that's Mama's Boy, one of the Athens staples, best breakfast place, if I do say so myself. And I talked to Ben Jurasik this week, and he said he loves biscuits and gravy, something that he has really adapted to being in the South. And Mama's Boy, one of the stops he frequents to get those biscuits and gravy, guy. You got to try it if you've never been.
Well, I mean, I'm always willing to try just about anything. Maybe I'll next trip up. Look pretty good. This looks pretty good. Start to this drive. Dwight Phillips, another freshman tailback. He's out over the 20. That's a 1st down run, a gain of 12. Back, going down the middle. Pass caught. Arian Smith inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line. A 50-yard pickup for the Bulldogs.
And just a beautiful deep ball. I mean, Carson Beck, when he unloads that ball, it is a thing of beauty. He spots Arian Smith, who very few people on the field can actually run with him, and to get that down.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. The penalty will be added to the end of the run and carries an automatic 1st down.
Boy, totally missed that flag. It was 60 yards away at the end of the play, but this was the play that got him down into UMass territory. Beck flushed out of the pocket. He will be dropped shy the line to gain around the 8. Macklin Ayers making a heck of a play for UMass.
Yeah, I felt like Carson Beck was about to shake loose, but Ayers just kept holding on as he was falling to the ground, and then got some reinforcement there to take down Beck.
And Georgia going to keep the offense on the field on 4th down and 4. Cash Jones will check in. Georgia's been really good on 4th downs this season at 76%. Pressure from UMass. Georgia sees it. They go to Cash Jones. Touchdown, Bulldogs. 8 yards out.
And this was a great play. Just designed. Everybody thinking this run. Of course, UMass blitz. They bring everybody. They brought 6 guys on that. And Cash Jones just slips out as soon as the linebacker triggers and comes downhill. Cash Jones just leaks out to the left. Carson Beck, little quick toss and pitch and end zone. And now Georgia's comfortably back in front in this football game.
6 plays, 90 yards, 2:46 off the clock. Carson Beck with his 20th touchdown pass of the season. Haston in at quarterback now for UMass. Stick with the ground game. Handoff. Goes to Jalen John. Ball's loose, and Georgia says they have it. There's a scrum. Let's see. Waiting on a signal. Looks like Raylan Wilson popped on top of that football. And Georgia will have it.
Yep, Georgia got it. And it came from the edge.
The field as they crumble, recovered by the defense. First down.
Take another look at it. Just coming off the edge, and it looks like Raylan Wilson popped it loose, and then the ball's right there in the open, and then he hops on it. So another look just right there from the side. Oh, no, I take that back. That was number 4, KJ Bolden, the freshman that jarred it loose, and then Raylan Wilson jumped on top of it. 4 helping 5. Oh, there we go. Got the, I don't know, the Road Warriors? Legion of Doom. Spiked shoulder pads.
1st down and 10 for Georgia inside the 30. Good play fake from Beck across the middle. Pass is caught there. Lawson lucky inside the 15. Give him a 14-yard gain. Powell brings him down. Carson Beck on his game to start this one. 6 of 6, 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bad snap, though. This one.
So I can get a false start on that one, which is a pretty good situation that come out of that.
Yes.
Start on the offense, number 84. That's a 5-yard penalty, and it remains 1st down.
I think that's one of those where you kind of give Ben Urasic a little pat on the back, attaboy, because
loss of 5 instead of 25.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll push it back to the 19. Visiting with Carson Beck yesterday. You just he exudes confidence. I know it hasn't been a smooth path all year for him, but man, you just feel like good things happen with him.
And he's just focused on the end goal, right? You know, don't worry about the window dressing. Let's just get to the end of this and move on to the next play. Very passionate defensive coordinator, been with Don Brown for a very long time, and asked, hey, are you going to keep doing the same things? Like, well, you can't do all the things that Coach Brown blitz every play, but we'll give a good dose, and you've kind of seen it here early on in this game.
Going toward the end zone, and what a catch in the end zone from Dominic Lovett. Over his shoulder, 15 yards, what a grab.
And that was just a beautifully designed play. Lovett running the back shoulder fade, and Carson Beck just dropped into his front shirt pocket. Lovett with the late hands, not to show it to the defensive back, and just catches it right before stepping out of bounds. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch there for the Bulldogs.
UMass turns it over. Georgia takes advantage. Carson Beck, what an afternoon. 7 of 7, 3 touchdowns, 126 yards. Kirby Smart's talked a lot about what is the criteria, what is the committee looking for, what are the things we need to do better, because they have certainly played a schedule as good as anybody in America, and it's been a little frustrating for him at times, right now sitting in that 8th spot.
And you talk about going just toe to toe, and right there you see, I mean, look at that right there. Number 2 in the strength of schedule, and of course losing to the team right in front of them, or right behind that team in front of them that's undefeated. You can't really beat that. So what are they looking for? He has a right to be right. Have it right.
Pass caught over the middle. That is Jacoby Keeney James again. Quick throw to the outside. Pass caught there. A.J. Hairston. Sterling Galban. That'll be a gain of 7. 2nd down and 2. First down carry. Jalen John kicks it to the outside. Again in Georgia territory.
It's that Liberty in that Liberty game for the loss, but played exceptional.
Boy, they're looking to do a little shovel pass, and Georgia blew that up in a hurry. Gabe Harris Jr. will get credit for the tackle.
And it looked like they were trying to pitch it back inside to Jalen John. Hairston was trying to get the flow to the right, then pitch underneath, but Georgia blocked that lane really easily, and Hairston had to take the ball and tuck it and fall down.
Trying to run a little option game, and Hairston keeps it himself, and he'll fall forward. Chaz Chambliss able to grab that jersey, get him on the ground, but a gain of 7. Good work by Hairston. Here's a 3rd down and 5. Hairston back in the game, going to throw. Flag comes out the line of scrimmage, incomplete pass. Might have been some motion there against UMass.
Illegal shift on the offense. 2 players moving at the same time. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
And this is one, see, guys are moving right in this area right here as the motion happens. You can't do that. Got to stay still. Jalen Lay, Jacoby Keeney James, both talking to each other and moving.
4th and 5. UMass going to go for it with Hairston at quarterback. Hester to his right. Georgia has 6 up at the line of scrimmage.
Overload, now shifting it, backing off.
Hairston trying to step up in the pocket, trying to break free. Does so, going to run for it. First down, UMass. Georgia had him a couple of times in the backfield, couldn't bring him down. It ends up being a gain of 10.
And you saw the pressure coming off the edge. Michael Williams, the first one, just doesn't have the footing. Hairston kind of ducks it, slips it a little bit, and then out the back door, he would not be denied. And now we got Hairston in at QB. Once again, kind of flipping roles here. Hairston looks like he's been the runner more so than Hairston has.
9th play of this drive coming up. Oh, some miscommunication there. Hairston trying to hand it off to Jalen John, but Jalen John went the other direction. Warren Brinson will go credit for the tackle.
Yeah, miscommunication on the misdirection. It's something that you don't see that, especially for this Minutemen offense. When you think about how much they run the football, they're like a well-oiled machine. But right there, a good job by Hairston to make something out of nothing in that confusion and get the first down.
They had an offer to go play quarterback at the University of Miami down in Coral Gables. Will throw here, shows you that strong arm, but underthrown. Looking for Jacoby Keeney James. Jacoby thought that he might have had 6. That ball was a little bit up above his shoelaces. TJ Hester, minute running back. They'll give him the football. And Hester inside the 10, down to the 7. Nice run again. Gain of 8. Haston, your quarterback. They'll give it to him, trying to pick up that first down. I don't know where they will spot his forward progress. First one there was Brinson. C.J. Hester lines up. It is 4th down at about a half a yard. They went with the quick snap to Mazzotti, the tight end, and I think he's going to bulldoze his way for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Minutemen.
And this is an amazing play set up. You know, you motion Mazzotti over, and then he comes back, and then he takes the snap underneath. Haston doesn't even come up to take the ball, and then he just piles his way. No tush push, though.
Didn't need it. Got the first down. It's 1st and goal when we come back. 2-minute timeout. It is 1st and goal. Pistol formation. Haston in at quarterback. He will give it to the running back, Jalen John, to the end zone. Touchdown, UMass from 3 yards out.
UMass is not playing around today. They have come and brought their A game. They brought their ground game. They said, we're not going to worry about throwing it. And Jalen John, 2 touchdowns a week ago against Liberty, now with his first touchdown in this ball game. So UMass shocking the Bulldog faithful out here today as they marched down the field. A great drive by the Minutemen offense.
21-14 with 1:55 to play.
All right, 2-minute drill here for the Georgia offense. Now, they didn't have a problem moving the ball in their last drive. I mean, and they've taken it 90, so you don't have a fear there. Carson Beck perfect on the day still. 7 of 7 with his own touchdown pass, of course. Beautiful play by Arian Smith, that 50-yarder, just a float, running the deep crosser. But Georgia, I'm sure, was not expecting this score coming to the end of the first half, so I'm sure they'll be really excited to get a score on the board. And then remember, they get the ball coming out of the half, Dave, so a potential double score opportunity for Georgia. But first it starts with this drive, securing the kickoff, and of course putting points on the board before the end of the half. Yeah, I mean, and you look at, I mean, you know, you say you don't look ahead, just like, hey, the next game is just as important. But after you played that gauntlet of an SEC schedule, and then you see kind of this, what we would think are a little bit of a reprieve. Hey, UMass, they haven't had a good season so far, had a heartbreaking loss last week at home. You lose your head coach. Thought this team would probably come down a little bit, but they came down here fired up and are hanging with the Bulldogs so far.
208 yards of offense for UMass, 180 for Georgia. Beck sees a hole to run through, and he will dive across the 40 out to the 42. That'll be a gain of 10. Terrell Johnson finally brings him down.
And if you're Beck, this is what, hey, whatever it's going to take to get that conversion, keep the ball moving.
Beck, far side of the field, overthrows his intended target, London Humphreys, the transfer out of Vanderbilt. No flags on the play. High throw, pass is caught. Inside the 40 to Cole Spear, his 3rd catch. That's a 20-yard pickup.
And that was a beautiful job. One of the things you don't see that often, UMass backs off and runs prevent or a drop like cover 8
the
zone.
The clock never stopped when the player was out of bounds. Timer, please reset the game clock to 1:21. 1:21.
So add on about 9 seconds on the clock. It's 1:12 inside the stadium here. But it's a great job to find a hole in that zone and just drop the ball into a well to Spear. And Carson Beck, I mean, beautiful passes in this first half to his receivers.
Beck, a nice catch by Jones, and he is thrown to the turf. Georgia will hurry up, no timeout here. Terrell Johnson with that open field tackle.
Yeah, under a minute left in this ball game.
In the first half. 2nd down. Beck going up top, looking for Cash Jones, just through his fingertips.
Just a little bit too much air underneath that ball, but a great job. Cash Jones had beaten two of those receivers, just running the wheel route, leaking out to the right, and just goes past him. Just the ball just a little bit too high. But Georgia now sitting at another 3rd and long here. Got to convert.
UMass bringing 4. Pump fake. Beck down the middle. Has a man. Touchdown. Arian Smith. 34 yards.
And Mr. Cool customer Carson Beck once again coming through with it. Pressure coming off the left side. And you couldn't tell from Beck. He just stood there like, no, I know my left tackle's going to run him past, and just wait for it. Arian Smith, little shimmy to the middle to break free off of the seam route and run the post, and then he just drops it once again. Perfect throw. I mean, these are the NFL-type throws that Carson Beck has been making in this first half on a couple of these touchdown passes now.
8 plays, 75 yards. Only took 1:12 for Carson Beck to throw his 4th touchdown pass of the game. He's up to 23 on the season now.
Yeah, and we have him right up here at the top of the formation. And just watch the double move right there, right on the 25-yard line as he breaks and ducks his head. Just clears the defensive back and the safety and just splits them both. And then right there, nice pitch, catch, touchdown for Arian Smith and Carson Beck. Great connection right there. Having a fantastic first half.
How about this number? Only 2 SEC quarterbacks in the last 10 seasons have thrown 4 passing touchdowns on their team's first drives of a game. Tua Tagovailoa against Southern Miss in 2019, and Brandon Allen, former Razorback, against UTEP back in 2015.
And now Carson Beck gets to go on that very, very short list of accomplishments.
This is returnable from the 2-yard line. T.Y. Harding trying to get the edge. He'll turn it upfield and get close to the 25-yard line. They'll actually spot him out at the 23. They will run it off the right side, and not much there for Jalen John.
Interesting note, Carson Beck, 3 incompletions, 4 touchdown passes. Continuing that great 3 quarters he had in Tennessee, now extending through the first half. So 5 great quarters of football in a row for Carson Beck.
Started 4 of 12 against Tennessee, did Beck. And then just got in that fantastic rhythm where he finished up 21 of 28 and hitting 10 of his last 11. Here in the first half against UMass, Beck was 11 of 14 for 191 and 4 touchdowns, and Georgia leads it by 14 points. Hey, coming up in just a matter of moments, you can watch the live performance of the Redcoat Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. You can start streaming that now on the ESPN app. Carson Beck, by the way, 4th Georgia quarterback to throw 4 passing touchdowns and a half in the last 20 seasons, joining Aaron Murray, who did it 3 times, Stetson Bennett a couple of times, and Matthew Stafford did it once. I'd say that's pretty good company.
That's pretty good college company right there.
Big run here, and tripped up. Phillips almost broke that one. Gain of 16.
And the chunk plays for Georgia when they do have the ball are just great. And a nice lead block by Ben Jurasik, taking 2 for 1 and allowing for the running back to cut back to the inside.
Near side pass caught there by Smith. Smith down the near sideline, trying to cut it back to the middle, but slips. Another Georgia first down. On first down, Beck to the end zone. He was trying to hit Humphreys and out of his reach. Incomplete.
That was more so of a throwaway in that situation because Humphreys was well guarded by 2 defenders carrying him into the end zone, so Beck didn't want to take a chance and put that ball in harm's way, so you throw it far enough in front of it that Humphreys knows I can't go get it.
Empty set, 5-receiver look as Frazier splits out. UMass bringing some pressure. Beck feels it over the middle, and that one is almost picked off. Probably should have been picked off back there by Powell. Couldn't hang on to it. Just way off the mark.
Yeah, confusion there as Lovett kind of walks back to the end zone, taking another look at it. He broke to the inside. I think he was expecting him at the top of that route to break it to the outside and pull it almost as a flag route, but he ran the post instead. So, miscommunication there by the Bulldogs.
3rd down. Cass Jones to the left of Beck. He'll split out of the backfield. Beck goes the other way. High throw. It's incomplete. Trying to hit Lovett again. And now it's 4th down and 10. And here comes the kicking unit as Georgia looks like they're going to bring out field goal kicker Peyton Woodring.
And Carson Beck kind of looking a little upset there about the last sequence of those last 2 plays with him and Lovett.
53-yard field goal attempt from the sophomore Woodring, who is 2 out of 3 from 50 and beyond this year. His long is 55. That came in the opener against Clemson. Good clean snap. Kick is on the way, and it is good. Woodring with a 53-yarder. This guy's been amazing. He is now 38 of 43 in the field goal department in his Georgia career. Now 17 of 18 this season.
Yeah, best explanation. But if you're Georgia, you're just like, just make sure I'm in that playoff at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right
now sitting 8th. Indiana, by the way, getting smoked. Last I looked, it was 28-7 Ohio State out in front. Hairston has to throw that one away. Bulldogs. I said 8, sitting there in the 10th spot. They are 8th in the AP rankings, but that really doesn't matter much these days. It's all about the CFP. Going deep. That pass is caught. What a grab! Inbounds. Jacoby Keeney James. The play of the year for the Minutemen.
I don't even know what to say right now because double coverage and there was a blitz off the edge that I thought he was going to get sacked on. Daniel Harris and Dan Jackson in coverage walking. Hairston steps up and just throws a moonshot, and Jacoby Keeney James goes up over both of the defenders and then comes away with it and sprints to the end zone. This crowd is shocked right now.
75 yards. Point after is good. Jacoby Keeney James, his 5th touchdown catch of the season, and certainly the most electrifying here on the road against the Georgia Bulldogs. Doesn't get any better than that if you're a UMass fan. Frazier will get some run to open up this possession. Georgia will shift their tight ends. Working that left side, Frazier.
Number 3, Nate Frazier.
Darion Craig bringing him down. True freshman running backs that are getting some work today. Cass Jones has been in that mix, the redshirt junior.
Nate
Frazier on that carry. We're talking to Carson Beck yesterday about the freshmen, and even coaches will tell you every time that, you know, there's not a lack of talent with these freshmen. It's just they're freshmen. And we asked Carson, I said, you know, in passing situations, how careful are you to make sure that they understand what they're supposed to do? He says, yeah, they'll tell me what they are supposed to do, but I want to make sure.
Caution. That is a senior for you.
Here is Frazier. Yeah, it's nothing like seeing some middle linebacker that Carson knows is going to blitz. better make sure the running back sees that too.
Yeah, that Alvin Mack type, right?
Yeah, right.
Like the program.
Right.
You got him right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the guy.
You see him. I just want to make sure you see him.
Yeah. Don't look right. Look straight ahead.
Here's Bowens now. He'll check in out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Lovett goes in motion. He'll run it near side. Good strong run inside UMass territory now after the 7-yard pickup.
And Mike Bobo talked about Chauncey Bowens, that he was the most improved of the running backs because he's been taking all the scout team reps. So he's been going against his #1 defense for Georgia in practice, and said he makes wild plays against them. So we should give him an opportunity in the game.
Here's back, little play fake over the middle. Pass is caught by Lovett. He is brought down inside the 40 at the 37. Ellis able to make the tackle, but a 13-yard pickup for the Dogs.
And once again, when the run comes in, you get to set up those play actions, and just a nice job of fielding and then blocking by Chauncey Bowens.
Handoff goes to Bowens again. Here is Mike Bobo. Interesting story with Mike Bobo. Georgia boy here, of course. Plays high school ball in the state of Georgia. Went to school here. Outstanding career. But he went to the NC State football camp in high school when he was being recruited. And who was there but UMass's interim head coach, Shane Montgomery. Those guys have known each other for a long, long time. He was a grad assistant working those camps when Coach Bobo was trying to figure out what he wanted to do with his college career. Here's Lucky with the first down catch. Amazing those relationships in this game that Shane Montgomery and Mike Bobo tell us both that they still stay in touch today and catch up, good friends. And it all started back at some camp when Mike Bobo was in 8th grade.
Yeah, he was in 8th grade, and you think about that, the Peach Bowl MVP was there, the starting quarterback for NC State when he was watching him there at the football camp. That was a nice story.
First down and 10 now. Handoff left side. Strong run there from Nate Frazier. Boy, Georgia's offensive line doing some work on this drive. Pickup of 8. And an injured UMass player.
Yeah, it looks like Jalen Harrell.
Hey, how about you mention that Peach Bowl?
Yeah.
When he was a quarterback for NC State, taking on Iowa on a cold, dreary. They used to be all this way every year. Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. Dick Sheridan, Hayden Fry, two legends of the game going up against each other. And there he is, Shane Montgomery going up top. Touchdown Wolfpack over the Hawkeyes. They won at 28-23 as Shane Montgomery was the most valuable play of that 1988 Peach Bowl. I miss old Atlanta Fulton County Stadium.
Yeah,
nothing worse ever built in terms of stadiums, but there's something special about it.
I mean, the nostalgia, right? You think about that. You think about like the old Orange Bowl Stadium back in the day. It's just a lot of great college football was played there, and we got a card on the field coming to 10-2 Jalen Harrell. Never a good sign when you see the card out.
Yeah, Harrell was the young man who transferred in from Miami. University of Miami down in Coral Gables. He is from Miami, the redshirt junior. Handed off to Frazier. Hits the hole in a hurry and hits the goal line in a hurry. 9-yard scamper for the true freshman out of Compton, California.
That was just a great job by the offensive line. You ran that same formation a couple of plays before, and you actually pulled and ran a counter to the strong side with both those tight ends winged up on the left. And then this time they just decided to run a cutback zone. Lead a little bit to the left. Nate Frazier, one-step cutback and hit pylon on that one. Just a great play design and great running by Frazier.
Point after is up and good, and Georgia pushed their lead back out to 17. Frazier just hit that hole in a hurry.
And another run blitz by UMass up in the A gap, and Frazier, when he makes the cut, cuts back outside to the B gap on the backside, and it was just a clear lane for him. Kind of take one more look at it. Guy falls, runs up in the hole. Jarrell Johnson is the one that blitzed, who was supposed to have that backside gap, and he blew into the A gap. And Frazier said, "Uh-oh, I get another option," and just does a great job of reading that. Great patience by the freshman on that play and on this drive, really, because the previous play, when he just ran downhill, you could see him starting to get more and more confidence as this game builds on. He's also getting valuable reps, Dave, for when you start to play later. Georgia Tech next week. You don't know the status of your running back, so for him, this is very important for him.
Frazier now up over 100 carries on the year. Let's go downstairs and visit with Ashley. And note Tyson Pumachan, who was their initial starter, the young man who has played football at Clemson and Georgia Tech, out with an injury, got hurt against Mississippi State a couple of weeks ago and done for the season. Shovel pass almost picked off. They say loose football. Incomplete pass, though, but they let him play on for a moment.
Gave some hope there.
Ruling on the field, it's an incomplete forward pass.
Yeah, trying to run the shovel-okey pass. But a little bit too shallow and too direct. Needed to kind of float that a little bit more to allow Brandon Campbell to come underneath it, kind of rifled it, almost like a throwaway. But it was a forward pass, and there was a receiver in the area, so it was not a fumble.
Georgia trying to close this one out, get ready for their rivalry game next weekend right here in Athens against Georgia Tech. They'll play that game next year down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. A little change up.
Bigger venue.
A little bit. That pass is knocked down and incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Ty Ingram Dawkins able to bat that one to the turf.
Big man getting up. In fact, I think he got too much air. Dare I say that for a big guy over 300 pounds? Jumped up and looked. It caught it on the fall down, so to speak, or the descent, not the ascent of it, and knocks that ball down to make the 3 and out for the Georgia Bulldog defense.
Malachi Starks back to return this punt. It's a wobbly end-over-end kick that's going to go out of bounds just across the 45 of Georgia. Let's see where they end up spotting it. At the 40-yard line. Just a 33-yard punt. That's where the Dogs will have it. 7:55 to go in the third quarter. But interesting that next year's game, Georgia Tech decided to take their home game and move it to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Obviously a bigger venue than what they have down at the Flats. But Georgia Tech is not going to be an easy kind of Saturday afternoon for this Georgia team. I mean, they've got to really take care of their business. They want to stay in this college football playoff race.
And especially today, after the day you've had in the first half, and UMass showing them that you can run the football on this team. They got to do a better job of tackling before going to that Georgia Tech team, because they're tough and physical at the point of attack, just like this UMass team. And I would say their bodies are a little bit bigger than UMass's lineup.
Nitro Tuggle can't hang on to that pass. The young man who Kirby Smart said is just a guy that's got so much talent. Very excited about the prospects of him moving forward. Out of Indiana. Had a couple of catches last week against Tennessee. Kind of burst onto the scene. Here's Frazier. Frazier driving the pile. Nate Frazier, 5'10", 210 pounds, but certainly run a little bit bigger than that. Gain of 10.
As a freshman.
Lovett goes in motion. Beck to throw. Ball's out. Flag down. Beck falls on it.
There's a marker on the play. The loss will be back.
Flag went in.
There is no foul on the play. Second down.
That's a loss of 10.
Yeah, Miles Turner coming in, working over Xavier Truss, and just knocks the ball out of Carson Beck's hand as he's looking off to the left. Ball just comes out And then, everybody's looking around trying to get to it. Good job of holding up those defenders so they didn't run after it, and Carson Beck able to alertly get on top of that football.
Beck underneath Frazier. Back to midfield. It's a gain of 11, so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Cass Jones, their 3rd down back, checks in next to Carson Beck. 4-man rush. Underneath to Cass Jones. He makes the catch, but let's see where they spot it. He might be about a yard shy. He had to get it to the 40. And they're actually going to put him at the 40.5. Georgia quickly to the line of scrimmage. Going to go for it. Cass Jones, handoff, second effort, first down at the 35.
Pulse stopped a little bit at first because Cass Jones was hitting the backfield, and then second effort got him over the line to gain. And Carson Beck sitting there, he's like, nope, he got it. Thought he was going to create a tush push there for him, but nope, Cass Jones said, I got this.
Quick throw coming near side. Humphreys with the reception. He'll get it close to the 25, right on the 25. Brought down there by St. Gordine, and that will be a Georgia first down. Underneath route, caught, first down. Bulldogs, ball came free. They're going to say that Lovett was down. Lovett's 3rd catch of the game, good enough to move the chains.
Lovett, nice connection, gets free, secures the ball as he goes down. I'm not sure if he was on the ground.
I was going to say,
looked like he was on top of the defender. Georgia still recovered, but at the same time, I don't know if that was not a fumble. I think now there's a discussion amongst the referees about that.
The ruling on the field is a catch, followed by the runner being down. That play is now under video review.
All right, well, here's Lee Hedrick.
After video review, video evidence shows that the runner fumbled the ball. The player immediately recovered it by the offense. He recovered it at the 16-yard line. It will be 4th and 1 at the 16.
So that was a substantial review. If you're UMass, now you got a chance. Georgia probably keep their offense out on the field. Now you got a chance to get a 4-down stop.
Which would be huge for UMass because they have not necessarily fared well in the red zone against Georgia thus far in this game. And on the previous short yardage play, they did get in the backfield. They did get penetration. They just couldn't stop Cass Jones on the second effort as he exploded through to get the first down. So interesting decision on a play call. You wonder if you go a play action in this since you ran a run the last time. See if you can get something across the middle. Maybe one of your big tight ends. They've been involved in this game kind of sporadically. You've seen the wide receivers being the lion's share of catches as normal in the Georgia game, but I would love to ID like a Lawson Lucky or a Oscar Delp in this situation, or even a Ben Jurasic.
10 different receivers have caught a football today for the Dogs. 6 of them have one catch. See what the Dogs go with here on 4th down and a yard from the 16. Nate Frazier's your tailback. Back under center. Quarterback keeper Carson Beck sticks his nose across the 15, and he'll have the first down. There you go. Get under center and just grind it out behind the big boys.
Yeah, trust your fat guys. Trust your fat guys.
You can say that. I can't.
Yeah, I can. I can. As a hog molly, you got to enjoy those moments because you get to get in a 4-point stance and root hog some guys. Stop all the fancy shotgun. Let's run a couple of motions here. Yeah. Just snap it and go forward.
So first down and 10, right where we were just a moment ago, as a matter of fact, before we had the replay and whatnot. So first down and 10, Georgia. Frazier left side again, quick feet, touchdown.
Nate Frazier explosive. I mean, second touchdown of the day and of the second half. He just runs so hard, man. It's fun to watch him just run. When he gets the ball and he gets ahead of steam in a decision, he's tough to stop.
Georgia's opened this one up now. 45-21. Been impressed with old Nate Frazier today, the youngster.
Just a little outside zone. Nothing special, nothing to see here, except for number 3 getting into the end zone once again.
Out of Modern Day High School in Compton, California, made his first start against Tennessee last weekend. Became the first Georgia true freshman to start a game since Nick Chubb back in 2014. Sony Michel also got a start that year in 2014. How about that backfield with Sony Michel and Nick Chubb?
And, of course, to then have this score be the way that it is right now afterwards.
I mean, you played this game. You know what it's all about to go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? Speaking of going to Atlanta, Jalen John may run all the way there. Everett finally drags him to the turf. Jalen John just went 68 yards, another big chunk for UMass.
And a big counter play that came right out the back door. Jalen Lay, the lead blocker. Jalen John makes one step in the hole back to the left side, and then he almost hit. Heck of a play. The Minutemen are not going away. They're saying we're more than a minute right now.
Putting up a decent fight here. Trying to stick another one into the end zone. Second down and goal. Trying that shovel pass again, and they just can't seem to get it. Loose football. It's a mad scramble, and I think UMass will retain possession. Michael Williams and Xavier McLeod create the fumble, and recovered up front by Benjamin Roy, the center. But a massive loss. That is the end of the third quarter. They might want to try another play. That shovel pass isn't working today. Back here at Vince Dooley Field, Sanford Stadium in Athens, Georgia. Dave Nealon, former Gator great, NFLer. Max Starks alongside Ashley Shamity, who's down on the sidelines. 45-21, Georgia out in front. But UMass, despite losing their head coach on Monday as he was relieved of his duties, have come here and put up a decent fight today. But right now facing a third and goal from the 28-yard line. Keep it on the ground with John. He is inside the 20 down to the 19. 9-yard pickup. Smile Munden making the tackle. And here comes the UMass kicking team.
Now, I don't want to put it out there, Dave, but UMass has scored more points in the second half here in Sanford Stadium than Tennessee did a week ago. I know a lot of people in orange and white aren't going to hear that, but
right.
That's the reality of the situation.
Hey, you're not lying. Fact's a fact.
Fact is a fact.
37-yard field goal attempt on the way. Jacob Lurie, 13 of 20 on the year. Good clean snap. That kick is on the way, and he missed it to the right again. And he missed it to the right when he had a chance to win it against Liberty at the end of regulation last Saturday.
And just Jacob Lurie can't get out of the shadow in that moment. But good stop here for the Bulldogs.
Everything was good except the kick. The clean snap, hold was good.
Yeah, follow through was nice. The ball just never turned. It never angled in. It just went kind of dead ahead straight.
Pass is caught there by Sakovi White. Kobe gets the first down out over the 30 to the 31, a gain of 8.
Nice execution on the tunnel screen. Good block up front by Lucky to allow for White to come back underneath, and then kind of got slingshot the extra 4 yards at the end of that play for the first down.
Little toss sweep. Frazier, big run out to midfield. Frazier up over 100 yards.
Nice day for Nate Frazier Jr. Just, a nice job. Gotta love a little toss sweep action, get the big boys out there. Saw Tate Ratledge out there as well, and Lucky in the lead blocking position, clearing the way for the freshman.
Chase Bowens. Chauncey Bowens, right side, and he'll be close to a first down. Chauncey at 225 pounds on that 5'11 frame. And there is the 5'10", 210-pounder Nate Frazier with 116 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He's averaging 6.8 yards a carry this afternoon. Oh, that pass is just dropped. Love it. Dominic has 3 catches today. And a touchdown, but can't hang on to that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's been kind of the MO, right, for this Georgia offense, the drops by the wide receivers. As you look at that, 29 drops, second most in all of FBS. That's not an area where you want to be with if you're the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll be leading that statistical category.
Beck going up top, far sideline. That one's batted away at the last moment. They were trying to hit London Humphreys. Lake Ellis was back coverage. And now it's 4th down and 8. See if Georgia keeps the offense out there, and it appears that they will.
This moment you want to get into a groove, so you got to prove a point. And it's a 4th and long situation. Let's see if they can convert.
There's the snap, pressure comes. Beck sees it, throws, incomplete. Pressure again from UMass, and Carson Beck is slow to get up. Ray Powell came flying in untouched, and UMass will take over after the 4th down stop. Powell like a missile.
SEC Network Football is presented by Allstate. You're in good hands. And in part by T-Mobile 5G Home Internet. Get internet how you want it.
The 3,000-yard passers in a season for Georgia Bulldogs recently. And the fact that Stetson Bennett, sometimes you forget, over 4,000 yards for him. That was a crazy run for Stetson Bennett. Meanwhile, Carson Beck, done it back-to-back seasons now. Although the second half hasn't been nearly as crisp as the first half was. He's 20 of 31 for 297. Here's Hairston to throw, and that one is incomplete. Yeah, this is one of those things where Kirby Smart was talking to us yesterday. Carson Beck's got doggone nearly every snap this season because Georgia just hasn't been able to have the separation that some of the teams have had in the past. So he was telling us there's like 150 less plays for guys on the second and third team that normally that's the plays that they would get, but the starters have been on the field.
Yeah, because you're not pulling away in these games, and even this is a classic example, right? An opportunity you would think to come in and get a lot of young guys some burn, but, UMass just been holding on and sticking around.
And after that last 4th down play where Carson Beck got was a little slow to get up, I think there was the discussion of, Gunner, how about, it's time for you to get loose.
Exactly. Go throw a couple. Just toss the ball just to make sure. I mean, that was a scary moment for Carson Beck. I mean, taking that double crunch there by the defenders, especially if you have longer aspirations beyond the Georgia Tech game, you want to make sure you keep that guy as healthy as possible.
Hairston, boy, has a lot of time to throw, and that one's incomplete. 3 red jerseys hovering around Jacoby Keeney James. Malachi Starks back to return this punt. He will field it, throw a defender off, break a tackle, and hey, he's got some room to the near side. Malachi Starks turns the corner, and he's out over the 40. What a return by Starks. Just threw a defender off.
And just Mr. Everything. Get off of there. All right, let's go back to the right, guys. Okay, I'm just going to stiff arm 3 different guys, shake it to the outside, side swipe that guy as well.
Cash Jones giving some direction. Go this way, this way.
Yeah, exactly. Traffic cop out there. And, wow, nice return. I mean, Mr. Everything for this defense, right? Malachi Stark's been with Georgia for a very long time. I mean, 3 years, just been awesome. And now we get a change at QB, Dave?
Yes, Gunnar Stockton, the redshirt sophomore out of Rabun County High School here in the Peach State. Only action this year was against Tennessee Tech way back in the 2nd game of the season. 10 of 12, 83% clip there, threw for 90 yards. And he will hand it off here to Nate Frazier. And Gunnar Stockton has been in the same kind of pipeline as Carson Beck the last couple of years. Those two have developed a relationship. Gunnar Stockton now in his 3rd season here at Georgia, and he's just trying to get some playing time, much like Carson Beck had to do waiting behind Stetson Bennett. So those two have had plenty of discussions.
Yeah, very similar. They room on the road together in the hotel the night before game, so a lot of time talking. Sure, Carson could tell him, hey, I was you. It'll be okay. You'll get your shot.
Underneath pass to the tight end. Jurosik makes the catch. Stockton. Tight spiral, and it's incomplete. Just a little too far out there for his tight end, the freshman we were talking about, Jaden Riddle.
And Jaden Riddle, top of the screen in the slot, just ran a little streak route down the sideline and just put a little bit too much air underneath it for Stockton. Just hoping to come up with a big play there to the freshman.
Stockton on the run, pass caught underneath. That one goes to Lawson Lucky. He is inside the 30, close to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 23 yards. Jared Wilson came out, the Georgia center. Drew Bobo in there taking the snaps now. Here's Frazier. Almost broke a tackle, stopped at the 15. Good open field stop by Lake Ellis, or that would have been 6 for the Dogs. 10 more yards.
Frazier was trying to shake that leg like a dog to try and get him free because he knew there was pay dirt.
So Mike Bobo there, the offensive coordinator, dialing up the plays. Nice spin move by Riddle. The youngster almost getting it to the goal line. He'll be stopped a few yards shy. Georgia hurry up offense. Handoff Frazier, touchdown Georgia. Frazier now with 136 yards on 21 carries and 3 touchdowns.
That's right. 3 for 3 for Nate Frazier, and just a heck of a opportunity. You know, you think about the opportunity. Oh, we have a new holder out here.
Carson Beck's normally the one who holds, so Thorson, the punter, will hold this timeout. And he does a nice job. And Woodring able to split the uprights. Georgia's lead 31 now.
And just dive play up the middle. Big boys up the middle doing it. We'll be back with more.
But you got some run, though, as a freshman, right?
Yeah, I did. I played the Vanderbilt game.
Oh, big hit.
Nice stick on the edge there.
Justin Williams, one of those freshmen getting some work late in this game, and get to know that name, Georgia fans. He and Chris Cole, two true freshman backers that are going to be spoken about often.
And yes, rubber meet road. That was a good textbook form tackle. Looked him off at the end, but that was a nice play there by Chris Cole. Utilizing the 2 quarterback system. Today, Harrison getting a majority today, Haston being the other quarterback.
Loose football picked up by the Dogs. There goes Chris Cole. Touchdown, Bulldogs. 24 yards. It's the freshman's second fumble recovery of the year, and this one is the old scoop and score variety. 24 yards on the return.
There we go. Put on the shoulder pads. You've earned it. Turnover. What are they? Turnover pads, I guess you'd have to say. You know, we had that era a couple years ago where everybody had like some type of turnover thrown, a hammer, and all kinds of stuff. But the turnover pads there for Chris Cole.
Point after is up and good. Chris Cole, 235 on a 6'3 frame. Yeah. Freshman out of Salem, Virginia.
Yep, Chris Cole right there. Comes in off the edge, and then as he's coming through everything, boom, just comes over the top. Ball just pops up perfectly for him as he just goes in and runs into the end zone for that great strip off the backside.
Gabe Harris, Harris, the guy, came in and poked that football free.
Yep, and there's the celebration afterwards. When you make big plays, you get big pads, bigger pads, so to speak. Wow, 59 points now for the Bulldogs in this contest. Think about, the difference a half makes. And Kirby talking about, wanting to generate turnovers going into the half and better tackling. Well, they've accomplished those things in this second half. It's looked a lot cleaner. They bottled up UMass a lot more, and the points to prove it.
Return for UMass out over the 25. T.Y. Harding.
With the loss against the Gators, it'll change. It's going to change a little bit more, and I think even after next week, with all those rivalry games that are coming up, Texas A&M with a big showdown to come. But of course, Texas needs to get past Kentucky first, and Texas A&M has to play Auburn later tonight. So that's going to be 2 of those that'll start to round and shake things up. But that's why I like this 12-team playoff, because you don't know what it is. You can't just pencil teams in like we normally can when it's the 4-team playoff. You just and especially, let's not even talk about the old BCS championship computer that we had back when I played.
Toss sweep. This clock will continue to run as the Dogs will go to 9-2 on the year. Wade Penn played Little League ball with my son.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, man, back in Atlanta. He was a baller back in Pee Wee's, I can tell you that.
Pint-size Punisher.
Yes. Colin Drake taking some snaps for the Dogs as well, 26. A little toss to Wade Penn.
At that moment, all you need to do now is go ahead get in my favorite formation in football, Dave. Maybe they'll get into the little 6 tight diamond. They don't I mean, they just have to snap it once to get things going.
So clean old-fashioned hate next week for the Dogs. Trying to wrap up the regular season with a win and let the cards fall where they may. SEC championship game, perhaps. Some things got to happen. And then the college football playoff. With the Dogs putting themselves in fine position to make the field of 12. A 59-21 victory for Georgia. UMass will drop to 2-9. The Dogs 9-2. Shane Montgomery and Kirby Smart with a hug at midfield. But a good win for Georgia. And next week, gets serious all over again.